actually doing everything that Kanye kind of wanted to do.
Yeah, he kind of is.
Like,
And
without having to yell at people.
Yeah, it's smoother process.
Yeah.
It's like, look at me.
Kanye's
Look
Ben
at me.
said he
That's
wants
how
to
it
do.
felt like Kanye
Ben
was
said
doing.
what he wanted to do furniture and
Hey, but I
clothing.
think maybe Kanye doing his thing is allowing it to be a little bit easier.
No, I think for Virgil it's a little bit easier because he was never at Kanye West level to begin with.
Yeah, and he's a like.
And he was a fashion designer first.
Yeah, like no one. If
that was his.
If we're being honest, like no one was taking Kanye seriously as a fashion designer. Like they were just like, oh, another rapper wanted to do clothes. And I knew even though Kanye was trying to go about it a little bit differently. And even then, like, yo, shout out to Ye and like the influence that he's had, you know, on just culture in general is amazing. But I think clothing-wise, he's always been below average.
In manufacturing or how he dressed?
No, not him. The way he dresses is that, I'm talking about his stuff.
Yeah.
The Yeezy supply stuff, all to me has been kind of OD, kind of whack. The Calabasas pants were cool, but for being honest, they're literally just a fleece pant with Calabasas.
Yeah, see, but I mean, like, and I understand that, but also looking at the way that he does pair all of his clothes when he wears them, it does look dope.
His style is dope. Don't get me wrong.
So his style is like the clothes that he produces is basically just for his style. But a lot of people don't have that Kanye, like nobody has that Kanye style.
Not everybody can get away with the oversized short sleeve over the elbow that's like long.
I just think in general it's never really been different enough, and at the end of the day, like he dresses dope, and he like I think he's always had a good eye, like yo, that's flame, and he knows how to incorporate it in his like wardrobe and like the way he dresses. But I mean, he's had a couple failed fashion like
I think
huh?
He had Pastel, he had APC.
He had Donda. People forget about Donda. Rudy was the first person that like really put me on that stuff, and you know, Kanye's tried a lot, and I think
Louis V shoe, the Don.
Yeah, the shoes and stuff is dope. The shoes and stuff are dope. I'm not knocking that. He knows good colorways for sure. But at just the end of the day, I just think like his clothing, his manufactured clothing has always been subpar, and I'm coming to the point where like, bro, you're 40. I think it's kind of time for him to give that up. Like we were supposed to see Yeezy stores and like everyone can have Yeezy. All these fake.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
No, bro.
I think
Adidas won't let it.
Exclusivity is what's keeping it afloat.
You're right, but we were supposed to see Yeezy stores with clothes, and like that never came about. And you know, I always clown J. Cole for the whole false prophet thing, but that boy wasn't lying when he called him a false prophet.
I think the one thing that's wrong with Kanye is that he's never finishing one project. He's always trying to touch so many different things at once that nothing's ever great. At this point, I should say.
Yeah.
At this point, like he's trying to do a streaming service when he hasn't even mastered, you know, the clothes.
Yeah.
His music hasn't been the best as of late.
Yeah.
Like if what he needs to do is like focus on this, and then if he's done with music, be done with music for 5, 6, 7 years, whatever the case may be, and focus on one thing. But he wants to focus on a lot of things, and I can't tell a man that you can't have dreams to do other things. But it's like, damn, but, it's like, yo, I mean, you gotta at least like.
But you wanna know what he's the proof of? He don't, and you can always tell he's never had a consistent good team around him. The team always changes up, and honestly, I think that's a lot of him. He ends up changing the team around. You don't got a good team around, you're not going to be able to run multiple projects all at the same time because you physically cannot do it. So you're right, yeah, that stuff does fall through the cracks. You know, and you know, he doesn't finish, he never like polishes something except music. I mean, music before too. Now it's like not even there. You know, so like he's never finishing these projects. That's a whole trash. But at the end of the day, like, his influence and like what he's done for like just culture in general has been like awesome, but you know, I honestly think that like, you know, he's kind of done. Like I have a hard time saying it, but I honestly think he's cooked. Like, wait, what?
Broke like Lisa. Nah, he ain't broke though.
No, he's not broke.
He definitely got another sneaker coming out. He got the Wave Runner.
Yeah, I just don't think that like he'll ever, like, I think his prime is gone, and I think he's having a hard time adjusting to that.
Yeah, I could see that.
I could see that. Yeah, no, I could definitely see that.
he fits into the statistic when you get married, you fall off, other than Jay-Z.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's because he's GOAT.
But he's still married.
GOAT pant, GOAT short, GOAT rapper.
He's married.
And he's GOAT.
4 for 4.
Yeah. So, I mean, in the day, though, Jay-Z finished his project, and then he moved on to another project. Because I think Kanye has always wanted to be Jay-Z so bad that he was always trying to catch up, and he really wasn't looking at where he was stepping.
I think it goes, and it shows, like, about his persona, too, like, his inability to work with people.
Yeah.
Because I feel like any project he has to be in the driver's seat of it.
Yeah, I think so, too.
That's the Dame Dash in him.
And that,
look at Dame.
And that's stumping his growth. And not to take anything away from Kanye, I mean, he is heavily influenced, like the way we dress, the things, the way we layer things, the way other designers put their things out, you know, as far as with the faded clothing and making it look very, you know, earth-like, things like that. He brought those waves, the wax pants, the jean shirts.
Yeah.
He's
the whole
given us
thing,
so many waves, so not to take away from that, but
no, not at all. Not trying to take anything away he's done for the culture.
But his personality has stumped. I mean, it
growth.
kind of makes sense. It makes sense if we think about it. Because if you can't leave a team responsible for this project that you started, and then you carry on to the next one, it's like you were saying, you can't have a team.
No, and it always changes up, man. It always changes up. But I do hope that he gets back on his grind. I would love to see like his Yeezy line in general prosper. I would love to see him put out another classic album, just because that I don't anticipate it to be great, or I have really strong opinions about what he's done recently. Doesn't mean that I like don't want him to do well. Like, I think when Kanye's happy and he's producing like great music, he's making good music, and he's like really, really enamored with his craft, it ends up being a beautiful product. But I just don't know if he'll ever be that, you know. So I mean, I hope he gets right, you know. I hope he's healthy. I don't know if he's got the little mental issues or whatever he had going on. You know. Obviously, you know, when he's said and done, the imprint they left on the game is probably the biggest footprint.
Definitely.
But I think a lot of people have a hard time letting go when the time is right. So, you know, I mean, you know, with him and Jay-Z doing the collaborative project, and you know, some of the stuff that he's done really since Watch the Throne, you know, it's just not, I don't know, it just hasn't really been the same.
It's kind of falling short. Like, he had My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which like, the earth shifted, bro.
When that joint leaked.
The earth shifted. And since then, we've gotten Yeezus and Life of Pablo that have been, they've been subpar.
I thought Yeezus was dope.
Yeah, I mean,
I still stand by that.
But in comparison to the album before, like, as far as lyricism go,
so what was 808 and Heartbreaks after graduation?
I get that Kanye, you know, he hops around and he tries to test his limits sonically. I understand that it was more like an electric, you know, weird vibe that he tried to do with Yeezus. But as far as like quality and product, other than Bound,
I thought Bound was one of the weaker ones on that album.
I think you're asleep as shit, but
yeah, like I can appreciate someone trying to do something and it not working out, but I appreciate like the effort. Like I'm trying to think of like who like recently has gone like outside their box and like it didn't work. But I appreciate like someone trying to like not put out the same album like over and over again, even if it sucks. Like I appreciate the effort. I can't think. The only thing that comes to mind is like Kid Cudi doing Wizard. Kid Cudi doing Wizard, like it wasn't good.
Lil Wayne doing the rock album.
Yeah, Lil Wayne doing the rock album. What's his name? The woman beater. X in his album.
17.
Yeah, like if you compare it to like other albums of that style, he like isn't good. Like it's not good in that realm, but I appreciate like someone like who's a rapper trying to like bring his rap roots and do something different with it. Like it wasn't good when you compare it to other albums of that style. But in general, like I appreciate the effort, if anything. So
yeah. I like to see like rappers kind of step out of their, you know, comfort zone musically. But I also like when rappers can execute what they're good at well, you know, in their music consistently. Like I feel like Kendrick, that's why Kendrick and Drake are where they are, because the things that they're good at, although they try different things, they still are able to keep that and give you doses of that.
So you think
I don't agree with that.
You don't.
No,
So
I think Kendrick's put out multiple different sounding albums.
But I think at some point they still peel back to his origin, his sound.
Yeah, but you think like To Pimp a Butterfly, like how similar does that sound to Damn?
I mean, when you compare, well, what made them what they are? Like Kendrick does how he can switch up his voice and do that.
Okay, so what I heard from what you were saying, and just correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I heard it wrong. What you're saying is that like someone has like a kind of like a signature thing, like something that like they're good at. Mm-hmm. Like this is their sound, and they bring those components through different albums. They may kind of branch out of it a little bit, but at the end of the day, this is their lane. They stay in it.
Right.
And you think Kendrick does that?
Yeah.
See, I feel like Kendrick kind of bounces around in essence. I think Damn is like kind of a hybrid of everything. At the end of the day, like I think when you compare Section 80 to Good Kid to Pimp.
So what's separating them? Because to me, it just sounds like him, of course, evolving, but he's still.
I mean, if you talk about the influences that you hear from like To Pimp, and how much like not folk, but just like the jazz samples.
So, all right, so I mean, to me, it sounds like, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it sounds like that, like he's more talking about the rapping style, not like the instrumentals and
yeah,
like
I'm talking about rapping sound. Like, you know how Drake, he'll have, like on More Life, he had songs like Mariba Rhythm, and he was like a very Caribbean vibe. And then he still has songs that are like Do Not Disturb.
I think
that's
Drake has I
think that's what he's considering, like bouncing around. Like he completely did a different sound. Like Kendrick's still rapping style was still the same throughout all the albums, but it was a different sound, and of course it was different topics. Like he still was like really aggressive, like Blacker the Berry, blah blah blah, like really in your face.
Rapping style, so
that's what I think he's talking about.
You're talking about sound. That's what I'm going about.
Yeah, and I think that's why both of y'all were like talking about two different things.
Yeah, if you're talking about rapping style, then yeah, I mean he brings his components.
But like Drake, when he's talking, I think the way he's talking about is like how he did the Mighty Rhythm and however you fucking say it, and then he'll go and do like Free Smoke.
Yeah, I think Drake has a formula for when he makes an album.
And that's what I'm saying. Like those two artists that are obviously in a whole different tier in comparison to the rest.
Yeah, like I think Drake has like a formula.
Well.
Like we need a joint like Free Smoke, but then we need a joint like Do Not Disturb, and then we need a joint like we need those. While Kendrick, it's not like we need a song like Swimming Pools on this joint. Like all in all, it's going to be different. And what he does is like, this is what we're putting out. This is it. Like people are going to rock with it or they don't. I rock with it. So
true. And I also think that just comes from Kendrick being more in tune with the art itself.
Art form, yeah.
Versus
Kendrick's for sure going to be like seeing Black Panther early.
Yeah. Exclusive.
Like culture. Yeah, exclusive. He already has it.